Everybody, welcome to Cash Part 4. This is the bank reconciliation question we're going to be going through today. So I had a former student of mine, Sanuri. She's awesome. And the reason why she was so awesome is she shared with my class that day what she was working for a large bank branch. And she would just tell me how she would just get yelled at by old people all day, like old people like me, not maybe a little bit older than me, but the banks, she would just never hear the end of it. So it's, by the way, that's great training for public accounting because when you're interviewing in an accounting firm, they want you to have, they really like if you've worked at a restaurant or you've worked in retail because you have that customer service aspect about you, that you know how to help out a customer and you know how to resolve situations. So we have over here on September 30th, 2025, she received a bank statement showing that the total Sunuri Inc. received the total cash balance was $205,000. The balance for the books was $186. Using the following information, we're going to reconcile the bank account. Okay, so when we set this up, we're going to show 205 as the bank, 186 as the books. Then what we're going to go through and do is we're going to look at each one of these items individually. The bank statement showed interest being earned during the month of 500. Okay. The bank erroneously recorded a $17,000 500 withdrawal against SI's account. The bank statement showed a service charge of $300. The bank correctly cleared a check that related to supplies expense for $5,000. SI incorrectly recorded only $500 on its books for the supplies expense. The bank correctly cleared a check for utilities expense for $7,000. SI incorrectly recorded $7,800 on its books for the supplies expense. The bank returned a check for $25,000 that had non-sufficient funds. The bank erroneously recorded a $40,000 deposit into SI's account. The bank collected a $5,000 note on behalf of SI. SI had not recorded the $5,000 receipt on SI's books. SI had outstanding checks of $28,000 that had not cleared the bank by September 30th, 2025. And then lastly, we had SI mailed a $8,000 deposit that had not been received by the bank. So just so you know where each of these are going to ultimately go, bank statement showed interest earned. This is going to be a positive on our book side. Bank erroneously recorded as a withdrawal. This is going to be an add back to the bank balance because they should not have basically shown a withdrawal that shouldn't have been happening against my account. So it's going to adjust the bank balance in a positive way. The bank statement showed a service charge. This is going to deduct from my cash balance on my books. The bank charged this money. I'm going to go ahead and record it on my books. The bank correctly cleared a check that related to supplies expense for $5,000. I only had 500. I'm going to need to adjust my books because my books are incorrect. The bank is correct. Same here for letter E. The bank is correct. My books are incorrect. The bank returned a check. So I'm going to have to adjust my books because now that customer still owes me the 25 because the amount did not clear. The bank erroneously recorded a $40,000 deposit. That's going to be a deduction from my book side because, or excuse me, from my bank side because they shouldn't have given me the money. The bank collected a $5,000 note on behalf of SI. I had not recorded the $5,000 receipt. So what this is going to be is I'm going to show an increase to my cash account on my books. I had outstanding checks of $28,000, right? This is going to adjust my bank balance. These are checks that I've written that have not yet cleared. And then I mailed an $8,000 deposit that had not been received by the bank. This is something called a deposit in transit. And this is going to increase my bank balance. Just went through that really quickly. We're going to go do it more in depth, but I wanted to show you this question in its full form because when we go through and start doing the bank rec, it'll go a little bit more quickly. So I want to thank you for joining me here today. Please leave any questions you might have below and appreciate you liking and subscribing to these videos. Have a great day.